What's going on, guys? It's Alloutblitzle here, and today I'm back with a very funny new take on Lugia. Today we're just going to smash two of the most oppressive, annoying cards and see how it goes. Quad Weezing has been a very annoying deck in TCG ladder for this last format. Lugia is the most oppressive deck we've had in a long time, so why not smash them both together? So that's what we are doing. We're going to have like this Morpeko in this deck too to hit and run. We can like hit and run with Lumineon. This deck is wild. We're taking just already good deck, and we're just smashing some bad cards into it, so hopefully things don't go too poorly for us today. This is a 9th place list from Utrecht that I sort of based this list off of. We also have some funny cards like Bird Keeper, Furisode Girl. I don't know how this is going to go. This is like a pile of cards, and this could go very badly, so yeah, I'm just going to get into the battles here, and hopefully we do decent with this deck. We're not going to kill any time here. We're just going to get into these battles, and they're going to go either really well or really poorly. I don't think there's going to be much of an in between. I saw this list. It looked hilarious. I didn't have too high expectations, so we're just getting into it. So we're going first, which is amazing with Lugia. This hand is very not good. We have stuff. We have Archeops, we have Burnet, but nothing that actually like helps us draw cards, get a Lugia down. So we're hoping that these mulligans do help us out from our opponent. Opening Yveltal is always scary because we like having him in a lot of matchups, but he's just not great. He's just not great to. We want him on our terms. We don't want him to get gussed up and knocked out when we're not ready to use him yet. So especially since this is going to be NASTIEST yeah, we're going to need him. So luckily we have like a Ultra Ball, so we can get a Lugia down. So this hand goes from really bad to really good just with that one card. We can Ultra Ball double Archeops, grab a Lugia V, attach an energy, and then just pass it on over, and we're going to be in a pretty solid spot. If my opponent does Trinity Charge onto a Duraludon, I will be a little scared because then they can like gust and KO my Yveltal without me getting any sort of value out of it, which could certainly be very bad for us. So they have a Chorus. Obviously, we're playing 2 vacuums in this list, so we should be semi-well suited for this matchup. Like if we don't start our Yveltal, that is. Man. So they have a Chorus. They're definitely looking for double turbo to Trinity Charge onto that Duraludon. And a Duraludon, of course. Yeah, this matchup should not be too bad. But they actually lost on a Parasol, which is kind of interesting. They benched another RCSV. They have a Quick Ball. Gonna discard a Choice Belt. So they're playing the Choice Belt. And that's something we've sort of seen a little bit more lately with the Arctoral, but not always. Okay, good. They have Fighting Energy, so no Trinity Charge. I top deck Quick Ball, which is certainly something. I was Summoning Star, get down double Archeops. And then I think I'm just going to Judge. Of course, we'll Primal Turbo first. And yeah, we have the Powerful Energies, so we're just going to attach those Powerful Energies to the Lugia. And come on, I attach the Powerfuls to the Lugia. I guess I'll just hard retreat out the Yveltal. I was like hoping that. Yeah, we're just going to do this. I'll put one down, we'll attach the other. And one thing I could do is Quick Ball for Lumineon and gust up that Duraludon V. Probably should have done that, but instead I grabbed Koffing and then just judged, which I definitely probably should have Lumineon and gust and KO that Duraludon, considering how our Arceus is in super vulnerable position. But, oh well, what are we going to do about it? We're just going to Tempest Dive for the knockout. And as long as our opponent doesn't gust and KO our Yveltal, I think we're still fine. But we definitely can still win this game. Just if they set up a Duraludon, KO the Yveltal, we basically lost. So there's a Chorus. That means no boss's orders, thankfully. I do sort of like the Judge disruption in this deck, like the Judge Weezing part. I feel like it's pretty funny. I just don't think it's like the most consistent or best way to play Lugia. It is sort of funny how Lugia is just so good that you can play like meme variants like Lugia Greedent and Lugia Weezing Morpeko, and it still performs fine. Just 3 metal energies, no fighting energies. So I'm just going to gust and KO this Duraludon, I guess. Even though I will yeah, I'm just gonna Quick Ball out the Koffing, grab the Lumineon, and my opponent just concedes. Awesome. Well, we take that. My opponent, yeah, I didn't realize once the Duraludon was going down, they really didn't have much of a chance. So we're going to be mulliganing. That would have been a solid hand had we like opened a Koffing or a Lugia or something. But unfortunately, we didn't mulligan. So unfortunate, but we will hopefully get a better hand. A Yveltal start again. 2 games in a row. Frustrating. Hopefully it's not as important of a matchup as it was our previous game. Because that would be... Yeah, always... It's never great to open Yveltal. We have stuff in this hand. It's just not... I mean, discarding energy doesn't sound great, but this hand's definitely workable. There's no Archeops. This means this is Mew. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna Ultra Ball. Discard Archeops for sure. But what's the other? I discard Archeops and Powerful Energy. I definitely could have discarded the Hiding. And like I can discard another Archeops and establish a Koffing, which sounds pretty good to me. So. Against me, we definitely can show off the Weezing part of the deck because they're so dependent on that Fusion Strike system. So then I will do that, and pass. The next turn, we're just going to quick ball our top deck out for Lumineon, and then find our research and keep moving along. My opponent does have a very large hand because of the few mulligans that we had. They have an Ultra Ball. You'll discard a Cross Switcher already. That's always interesting. So their hand is definitely clunked up with some valuable cards. If we see those getting discarded off that initial Ultra Ball, definitely can tell that. So they didn't slam a Battle VIP pass, which makes me sort of optimistic that maybe their hand is not the greatest. They grab a Genesect. So this matchup should be fine. Like if we went second, I'd be a bit more nervous, but I do think we should be okay between the ability lock. This is another matchup we really like to use a Yveltal later on in the game, but we don't have that luxury because we opened it 2 games in a row. So there's a quick ball at a Mew. So they could have like dropped the Lost City and then Lost Vacuumed it to thin out their hands. So it'll be interesting to see what those last 3 cards are. If it's more Ball Search or if they just, or what they have going on. There is a Double Turbo, Power Tablet, and a Genesect. So draw a couple cards. And do they have a Battle VIP, Quick Ball? They have an Ultra Ball, so they can clear out that hand. They just discard a Mew. Oh, they're playing the Dreepy build. Well, that would have been a fun sort of interaction to have, but not today. They're just going to grab another Genesect, +4 at the Fusion Strike system. So they are sort of coming along here now. Still looking for their first Battle VIP pass. Or just, yeah, they just would like to find another Mew because... I mean, it's extremely unlikely that we'd Gust to knock it out with a 1-card hand to hit a Chromatic, so that can find a Battle VIP pass. So they will be fully set up this first turn. They did spend 1 Power Tablet, which is sort of a relief for me because they have to have 3 damage modifiers to one-shot my Lugia, and they'll have only 4 total with 1 Choice Belt and 3 tablets. So it makes me feel a little less nervous that my first Lugia would go down. There is a Battle VIP pass and the Genesect for 5. So no Aerodactyl coming down this game, so perhaps not an Aerodactyl build, or they could just be... I used to play Dreepy, so they're not playing Aerodactyl. They hit another Chromatic, so I might be feeling for a Sealstone and just stashing it for later. Oh nope, they're going to play a Judge. I am very welcome to that, because with a 1-card hand, I might have had to discard like a Powerful Energy or a Belt just to keep drawing cards. This is not the greatest hand. We're sort of relying on this Judge to... Okay, an Incense is an excellent find. So Incense for the Lugia, Evolve, and attach the Powerful to the Lugia VSTAR, and then just play down this Judge. Or, I guess we don't really need to attach yet. Okay, so I guess what we're going to do is we're going to summon our stars. I think I just want to Ascension this turn and sort of play it slow, and then next turn I can Gust and KO a Mew. I will attach these Powerfuls to my Lugia VSTAR. I would like to remove this Oricorio from play, because discarding that Powerful on the first turn does mean that with the Oricorio we cannot one-shot a Mew VMAX, which is sort of awkward, but we can still retreat into the Koffing and Ascension, and with this Judge plus Ability Lock, definitely could slow my opponent down, and maybe we can just Gust and KO that DT'd Mew on the next turn. And then have the Yveltal to fall back on after that, or we can just like try to KO this Oricorio with Severe Poison, depending on how weak their hand is. So let's see, did they find anything off this judge, or did my ability lock sort of shut them out for a little bit here? Not slamming anything down. There is a quick ball. Getting rid of a Path to the Peak, which isn't really too relevant against me now that I've got my Lugias down. So they grab a Mew to thin it out. But any bosses, rope, cross switchers would get them out of this ability lock, and they have none of that. So a top deck Radiant Charizard isn't the best find in the world. I think I'm just going to Severe Poison, because if I can clear this Oricorio, it sort of opens my prize map to where I can Severe Poison the Oricorio, that's one. Then I can use Lugia or Yveltal to get through a Mew, and then I can use like Radiant Charizard to KO that Genesect. So that's sort of what my thought process is here. Like, yes, I could Gust and KO that Mew, but that if I have to go 2-3-3, then that's sort of not very good. Like, it's an inefficient prize map, so I'm just trying to go for 1-2-3 and just be a bit more efficient. They did top deck a boss's orders, so that's just double bad, because not only do they break my ability lock, but they also can Gust up my Yveltal. So maybe play this a bit too passively, and should have been a lot more aggressive KOing that Mew. But they probably only had like four live top decks. I could have seriously broken my lock with 26 cards, like 2 bosses and then 2 Forest Seal Stones. So I still think like the odds were like in my favor, and they just happened to top deck boss that turn. So it's okay. It's like not really anything we can do about it. Now we're kind of in a weird spot to be like, can't one-shot this Mew. As long as they find a switch, they can one-shot our Yveltal. And yeah, we're definitely behind. So maybe going for the Mew last turn would have been the more responsible play. I sort of played it passively, and I got punished, which they charted another cross switch here, which doesn't really matter too much because they charted one already. 3 for 3 on Cramps, though, is very, very frustrating. So they can switch out now. Yep, there it is. And down will go poor Yveltal. And this is this is going to be a hard game to win now, because they can just use that Technoblast, knock out my Yveltal, and then I can hit into the active for big numbers, but then I just get one shot back. So I almost wonder if Gusting the Oricorio could be a solid play, just to go 1-3-2, just like how I described earlier, because hitting it into the Mew for 290 doesn't really accomplish a whole awful lot. I think that's what we're going to try to be going for. This could be a Stoutland. Could be kind of funny to like Stoutland the Oricorio, but we don't play Stoutland in this list. So I'll promote the Weezing because it's free retreat thanks to the Hiding Energy. And Vacuum. Vacuum would be rather nice. We can Vacuum. Do we Vacuum the Aurora Energy? This is weird because I want to Vacuum. Is Radiant Charizard disposable? Yeah, I think Aurora is the most disposable card in this hand. And that was Retreat. I maybe could have gone for a Speedwing to knock out this Oricorio. Probably been the more responsible play, honestly, because we hadn't enough energies. And this Lugia could very well get one shot. I know they have to find their 3 remaining power tablets. A lot of these more modern Mew lists, especially ones playing Dreepy, only play 1 Choice Belt. So probably have to find all 3 of those tablets, but it's certainly probable that they can find all those with just a 14-card deck. And at least if I attacked with an Archeops, my opponent would need 1 more card. They would need boss's orders, they need cross switchers. It is sort of potentially possible that they have one of their tablets prized with 5 prize cards and a relatively thin card pool that maybe, just maybe that we don't, they don't have all their tablets at their disposal. But yeah, I've sort of played this game, I think, a little too passively, and then I sort of felt the heat after my Yveltal got knocked out, and then I definitely think I could have just still taken it slow and knocked out that Oricorio with my Archeops. My board is pretty established. I don't really need Archeops at this point. There's tablet net number 1. I did cut the Drapion from this list. That's one thing that the Utrecht list was playing, and I didn't think it was super necessary, and definitely would be very nice here. There's tablet number 1 and a Judge. So I didn't want to put the Choice Belt down in case we lost Vacuum. So it's going to go back into the deck. Maybe able to fish out with an Irida later. So they need 2 more tablets or a Choice Belt, which they might have. I don't think they probably do, but it's definitely possible. Tablet number 2. Oh dear. And they still have their V-Star power. Darn it. This is not looking so good, because they can draw 5 cards. They probably have 3 outs in deck, 1 tablet, and 2 forest seals. Oh my goodness, I'm drawing 6. This Lugia's 100% going down. Like, there's not a world where this Lugia lives, is there? So, yeah, we need them to like, draw like an absolute brick, which is like, I mean, like basically impossible with 15 cards left. There's a forest seal stone, so looking like Lugia's gonna go down. Oh man, that's unfortunate. I definitely played this game way too passively, and I think I probably should have put my foot on the gas a little earlier. But I mean, of course, I wouldn't be saying all this if they just don't top deck boss that one turn. Then I'm like definitely 100% in the driver's seat of this game. So maybe. Wait, what? Why didn't they force seal for another tablet? I'm confused. What happened? Hold up. I am so confused. They could have just won the game there. And they just decided to concede. Alright, that was really weird, but we're getting into our final game here. And hopefully we can actually get to use the Morpeko part of the deck this game. We got a little mileage out of Weezing that second game. This hand, it's something. It's not much, but we can definitely at least play Pokemon cards with this hand. So we'll probably end up using that Ultra for a Lumineon. There's a Radiant Greninja, so either gonna be a Lost Zone Box or a Palkia. Oh, sorry. I'm tired. I'm recording this definitely a lot later than I usually do, but I had to get this one out there. Gotta keep these daily videos coming. So, there's taking still cards out of water, so not tipping what they're playing just yet. I'm still having a lot of fun making these daily videos. Like, I was really happy with the reception to my challenge videos. It's something a little different that I hadn't done before. I was kind of like, oh, what the heck, this seems fun. Let's just give it a try. And even though it hasn't, at least at the time of recording, it hasn't got a lot of views, like as much as my ones usually do. Like the like to view ratio and the comments is a lot higher than normal, and that's really all I care about. As long as people like the content and are engaged with it, like that's really what I'm here for. That if my videos are good, my content's good, eventually people will find it. And as long as I know that by all of your interactions, then it sort of signals to me that you guys enjoy that kind of stuff and want me to keep making it. And as always, the comment section is always open to suggestions or debate or criticism. I don't care. No matter what deck I'm playing, if it's good or bad, you can let me know in the comment section. I'm more than willing to talk anything Pokemon cards with you guys. I truly love this game in and out, and I'm just more than willing to talk about it all the time. Like, it's pretty much on my brain constantly. Like what my next video is gonna be, what the next deck I'm gonna build is. And I really love this grind. It's been so fun just making these videos every single day. And I got kind of burnt out last week, but I'm sort of rejuvenated, I guess, right now. But I'm hoping that, I don't know, I'm still nervous about TCG Live. Like, the closer it gets, the more anxious I get about it, I guess. But we'll find a way. But it's not gonna be pretty, but we'll find a way. So they've lost in 2 things. See the Drapion. Getting Lost Zones, and do they have anything else, or will it just be our turn? On our turn, we're definitely an instance for an Archeops, my Ultra Ball, and find a Lugia, or could find a Lumineon. I would like to find a Aurora Energy or a Hiding in order to use, an instance off the top is actually pretty nice, because we can get a second Archeops and get both of them in the discard pile. Then we can Lumineon, I think, for your research and just like hard dig and try to find that Hiding in order to Ascension. Just put them on the lockdown on the first turn, which would be really good for us. I sort of wish you'd like fit like a Boost Shake in this deck or something, but you can't really fit it with like Forest Seal Stone or sort of like silly things that you can do like with Eternus, because we need our V-Star power. And it's hard to do like a pile that probably shouldn't be working in the first place, but it's just like sort of bound together by Lugia and Archeops being such insane cards. We did find an Aurora Energy. We'd always prefer Hiding for the free retreat, but we'll settle with Aurora. Discard that Choice Belt, bench the other Koffing, and then Ascension into a Weezing. I could maybe held out from benching that second Koffing. but I'd like to have 2 Weezings just to nullify any threat of an escape rope. We have Ultra Ball in hand to find a Lugia VSTAR, so we're sitting in a pretty solid position. So yeah, there's a Bird Keeper. That's not a chorus, not an escape rope, so I always love to see that. Just as long as you don't get roped, don't get, yeah, as long as you don't get escape roped, and they can't use any of their flower selectings. And it's looking like this Weezing is really slowing them down. They haven't slammed down an escape rope. Oh, Echoing Horn's nasty. That means we only can get 1 Archeops down. So punished for dropping that second Koffing. That was a nasty Echoing Horn. Was not expecting that at all. So it means it's a Kyogre build then. So Ultra Ball, Vacuum, and Ultra Ball. I guess we'll find Lugia V-Star and only summon 1 star this game, which it is what it is. We got I saw like to be able to awkward turn. Start taking some prizes more aggressively. But I guess we can't retreat right away because we don't have a hiding on. With only 1 Archeops, like we gotta. It takes a little bit to build up. So I'm gonna attach a Capture and an Aurora to this Lumineon, as well as the Powerful Colorless Energy, and then all the Severe Poison. That combo will get knocked out going back into my turn, so it's no big deal. And also it does play around Zamazenta, so that's kind of a cheeky factor. They can just attach Retreat or Net to clear that. It's not like better. It's just sort of different, I guess. So they definitely would like to find a rope once again, even a chorus to start getting some cards into the Lost Zone. There's a Quick Ball. Thinning out the deck, they found a Zamazenta, which definitely could be a very solid attacker. They have a chorus, so they are sort of moving along here. Definitely would, an escaper would definitely make things a lot better for them. If they could like rope and start to get moving, then this is going to start to become interesting. But right now we're in a pretty commanding position. It's an air balloon, so they will be able to clear this poison. They go into other Comfey. That's definitely a sign that they have no escape rope, because they would just rope and over air balloon every single day. So yeah, they attach the Zamazenta and pass. Lugia V off the top is worthless, so I'm just going to Primal Turbo, a Hiding to the active. I could just Severe Poison, but I just want to awkward turn, just take the prize, clear the Lumineon off my board. If they only have 4 in the Lost Zone, and they obviously don't have the escape rope in their hand, so I don't really feel too threatened by this Zamazenta. I could get punished if they have like rope, but I don't think they do. So I'm taking sort of a gamble here, but I don't think it's that too big of a risk considering how slowly that they've drawn due to this ability lock. So yeah, we'll take that 1 prize, clear the Lumineon off the board. Finding it, an Ultra Ball can get us that Morpeko, can get us Lumineon. So things are definitely looking up here. If like, of course, if we had a Stoutland, that would make this matchup just even better. But I do think the Weezing is definitely an interesting, definitely an alternate threat in that Lost Zone box matchup that certainly is very effective in this particular instance. Not always super effective if they just like high roll their escape ropes or have boss sorters. Things can start to fall apart if you're like super dependent on Weezing. So it's not necessarily the most concrete way to win games. Stoutland's definitely more consistent and definitely better, but this is funnier. It's better for the YouTubes, if you know what I mean. So they went into another Comfey, they retreat into the Cramorant, and you're just going to sack that Cramorant. So I top like the Archeops. I'm going to Primal Turbo. I think I'm just going to Ultra Ball for a Lumineon, and they just decided to concede. So that is Lugia, Archeops, Weezing, Morpeko, pile of cards. We've made this far into the video. You guys are absolutely awesome, and I got some funny today in my email. Like, as you know, my email is always in the description. It's in my about section. I got this today. I knew right away it was a scam. I just thought it was hilarious that they sent me an email but didn't even spell my channel name correctly. So it has been reported, blocked, all that fun stuff. But know that I'm at least doing something right if I'm getting that. So unfortunately, yeah. So it is what it is. We're gonna keep moving on, making this daily content. Anything you want to see on the channel, let me know down below. And what have you thought of this new setup with the Pokegear over the Limitless? But uploading everything in 4K, it's a lot more time consuming, but it seemed to been worth it, at least these last couple videos. So any thoughts, suggestions, leave in the comments, and I'll have the deck list in the video description as always. And just thank you guys for being awesome, watching to the end of the video, and supporting my content. It just means so much to me, and we're going to keep this grind going, uploading daily. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one.